Welcome back. So today we're going to do a video that actually started yesterday because I needed to get some things out of the freezer. My freezer is packed full. My deep freezer is full. I know, bad problem to have, right? Yeah, I get it. But I need to start cooking from what I have. So I gave myself a little bit of a challenge yesterday. I wanted to find something in my house I already have to make a dinner for tonight, but I didn't want to go over $6. So I have to find something in my house that's not just spaghetti and meatballs that is under $6. And I did it. So let's go see what I did. Come on. All right, that's what I got down there. I have a ton of carrots, corn, I have peas and carrots, mixed vegetables, baked beans, sweet peas, green beans, and a bunch of stuff up there. You know, I think I'm going to go basic. I'm going to grab a can of the Walmart corn. That's what we're going to get right there. All right there, that's what we're getting. All right, don't mind my light, my sensor's going. That's what my freezer looks like inside, because I have a deep freezer. Yeah, I need to work through that. I'm all about saving money, and I got a freezer full of food that I'm not using. So, what do I got? I got some pork loins. I got another pork loin. I have sausage, kielbasa, egg rolls, frozen chicken, ground turkey, ham steaks. Oh, you know what I got? Where is it? I bought this the other day. Let me find it. I know it's in here. I shoved it in here. I got it for $4. There it is. The carnitas. That's what we're gonna make. We could do that with a side of vegetables, and I don't have rolls. But do I have bread? Let's go look. Hold on. All right, that's everything I got out yesterday. I thawed out the carnitas. I meant to show you yesterday. I forgot when I pulled it out, how much I paid for it. There you go, right there. $4.06. I have some corn. I bought all that when they were on clearance for 50 cents. I really did stock up. I have two kinds of bread out there, because you'll notice this one bread says no Eric on it. No, because sometimes it says on the back, contains wheat, soy, may contain traces of milk, eggs, and sesame seed. Eric is highly allergic to milk. Off the scales allergic. So I have some bread over there I can use for him. We could use this. We're going to make sliders, but I don't have rolls, but we're going to do it on bread in the oven, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. First thing we're going to do is get that carnita into the crock pot. All right, so I'm going to take this. I'm going to put it into my crock pot, which is dirty. I'll wipe it off later. All right, so I've never had a carnita before. That's why I bought it, and because it was only $4, it says use or freeze by 4/25. So we're going to use. Hold on. I can never pull those things apart. There we go. Smells good. Hey, comment if you've ever had a carnita. I've never had it. I mean, it's pork, so I'm sure I've had something similar to it. All right, we're gonna put it right in the crock pot. I'm gonna get all the bits and the kabittles out of there. Pull this over. Okay, so I'm just gonna scrape everything out of this bag, and I'm gonna cook it on high for a couple hours, and then we'll be back to finish up. All right, so I switched over to my smaller crock pot, one, because it's hotter, and two, because it's smaller. So we're gonna get this out of here. Let's see what's going on. Oh yeah, we're gonna get that out and start shredding it up. All right, just gonna cut through it to make sure it's all the way done. Oh yeah. That's done. I'm just gonna take my fork and shred it apart. It's not shredding as easy as I would like. That's why I was thinking it wasn't done, because usually if you have to pull, it's not. But we'll get through it. So let me get to shredding that up. So I sliced it up in a bunch of pieces, and now I'm just gonna start pulling it apart. I just think it had a layer of fat that was around it, and it was holding it closed and I couldn't pull it. So now that it's all sliced up, I'm gonna continue on to shred it with just the forks and see how much meat I get out of this. Hopefully there's enough to feed all 4 of us tonight. I'm not sure if Trey's gonna be here to eat, but there's at least 4 of us eating. Yeah, it's coming apart. There's a line of fat in the carnita that runs all the way through the middle, and it kind of holds it together, see? But we'll pick around it, we'll get it out. No chewy stuff in our food. So I'll continue on with this, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. All right, that's all shredded up. I tasted this. It's all right. It's just basically pulled pork with some seasoning on it. I thought it was going to be something special. It's okay. I'm going to put it back in the crock pot for a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit of my Sweet Baby Ray's in there, and with the juices that are already in there, and let that thicken up before we start doing what we're going to do to the bread and the oven and all the rest of that. That's the juices that it gave off. I'm just going to add this right in there. Just a second. There we go. With the liquid in there, I'm going to add some Sweet Baby Ray's. Just a couple of squirts. Oh, that's probably good enough. Let me get something to stir that with. All right, so we're just going to give that a really good mix and get the flavors into the meat. Because I don't want to drown out what flavors are supposed to be there, but it might be too thin. All right, let's let that go for a little bit. I'm going to put just a little bit more barbecue sauce in there. We'll let that simmer and let it thicken up. All right, so I have been like shredding and stirring for the last maybe half an hour or so. Come back, stir, come back, stir. That's ready. I took out some of the juice. And now we're going to start doing what we're going to do with this. Let me get the other sheet pan out and show you what we're going to do. All right, so I took the bread and squeezed it in this big sheet pan the best I can. What we're going to do now is we're going to put a little butter, or you could use mayonnaise or vegetable oil. It kind of seals the bread a little bit so it doesn't go through and get all soggy. So you're gonna brush it on. Now it's gonna take me a few minutes to do it like that. Or you can take some vegetable spray and spray it over the top. This way will take me forever. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna give everything a light spray, and that'll make a barrier between the bread and the moisture. That was so much easier, right? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the pot of carnitas over here so that we can start putting it on. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the carnitas down over top here. Okay, I'm trying to squeeze out the extra juice that I have in here. Just I'll put a little bit down, then we'll get it all the way across, and then we'll smear it around. I'm just gonna try and spread this around best I can over all of the bread. Leave a little bit of the ends open so that you can see when it's toasted. Let me get a fork. Okay. So let me spread this around. It's gonna take me a minute and then I'll show you what we're doing. All right, I wanna get these in the oven before they get soggy. So that's what we got going on. Let me get the barbecue sauce. Ah, great, I just dropped it everywhere. All over my hands. All right, so I'm just gonna give it a drizzle down over top. We can always add more when it comes out, but I kinda want it to crisp up a little bit. And it's gonna go in the oven. I'm gonna cover that for about 8 minutes, and then I'm gonna uncover it and let it finish the last 3-4 minutes, okay? 375 in the oven it goes. Okay, that's 7 minutes. I took the cover off, I'm putting it back in. While that's finishing up cooking, I'm going to heat this up in the microwave with some seasoned salt, pepper, and butter. All right, that's what they look like. I'm going to turn the broiler on just to crisp up the ends, and we're going to be eating. All right, I got my corn, just going to give that a stir, and I'm sliding my food over. I just set it down, hold on. Boom. We're eating. Let me plate it up. And look, listen. It's not soggy. And there's Eric's plate. I'm only gonna have 1 slice, but there's enough for 5 people to have 3 slices. We're gonna drizzle a little bit more barbecue sauce on top, but that's what it looks like coming out of the oven. All right, there's Eric's plate with the extra barbecue sauce on it. So I'm gonna meet you at the table.
If you get any benefit at all from my content, you can help me out by clicking like, share, commenting, and definitely hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video.
Dinner time! I knocked mine over, so it fell apart, but I'll just eat a little piece like this. I dropped it. Bloop. All right, these are carnitas. I've never had one. I just have never had it. So I keep licking my fingers. To me, there's a little bit of a spice. To you, maybe not so much. Okay, let's go for it. Mmm.
Mm.
Mmm. That's good. Mmm.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did last night was I went shopping in my refrigerator. I tried to create a budget meal, looking through my stuff and not spend, sorry, the camera shut off, not to spend more than $6 on what I know I spent.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just, it's right at $6 because I paid 50 cents for this, but if you were to buy it today, it'd be a little bit more because there's 64 cents now and not 50 cents like what it was when I bought it. So what do you think? For $6, think I did a good job?
Yeah.
All right, let me get everybody else fed and see what they think. Bye-bye. Dinner's over. How'd we do? Boom. We didn't finish, but that was me who didn't finish. The kids ate theirs and they said they're full, but don't go by me. Let's listen to them. Eric, what'd you think about it?
I ate all 3 of mine. It was really filling and I really liked the meat.
Awesome. I'm converting him, people. Aiden, what'd you think?
It was really amazing, and I ate all 3 pieces.
Was it enough food?
Yes,
Okay. And you're full, right?
1000%.
Tyler, same questions.
I ate all my 3. I'm full. It was very filling.
Awesome. Well, there you go. I enjoyed it. Like I've said it a gazillion times on here. I am not a big eater. Hence, I'm so thin. I wish I could eat more. I just don't. And well, that's another story for another day. I really, really liked it. I ate the one slice and I ate my portion of the corn. I am full. I thought it was great. The only thing for me, the one critique I would make, the negative critique, is there, like I said, I feel like there's some kind of a spice in there. Was a little spicy, but not really. And I can't really explain what it is. I didn't particularly care for it, but I didn't hate it either. I enjoyed the meal. It was just that one little thing that I can't put my finger on. But I would eat it again, even with the one little thing in there. So there you have it. I hope you try it. I hope you like it. Leave me a comment. Either way, see you later. Bye.